Hi guys, can you hear me? Okay, so I think we should start now. My name is Likit. I'm the latest AGCA coach. Yeah, and my current FIDE rating is around 2000. I've been is 2200. Okay, so I think we start now. For today is evaluating a position. So I'm sure all of you have at least heard of this term before. Uh, is it fine now? We should start. Okay, so as I learn about evaluating a position, evaluation of a position is one of the most important factors in chess, in my opinion. Yeah. So the reason evaluation is such an important factor is because if you can evaluate the position objectively and correctly, it's going to help you in finding the and making the right decision. So there are a lot of factors which you use to evaluate a certain position. I'll just tell you some of them because the list is not extensive. The position of the king, material superiority, center control, piece activity, pawn structure, space advantage, and open lines. Also, the initiative, of course. But all these factors in every game. So every game is different, and you need to only take into account certain factors. What is important is the skill to develop what factors transition. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I just thought the audio was not okay. Okay, fine. So the position of the king is most often the most important factor when you start evaluating the position, because checkmate ends the game, as you all know. So that is why it's such a common motif, sacrificing material or having a worse pawn structure in exchange for a weak king. Okay, so to understand this better, I think we should look at a few games. The first game we're going to look at is between Arthur Yusupov and Timoshenko. Timoshenko, of course, a very strong grandmaster, and Yusupov, as you all know, a very good positional player. So let's just go through the opening quickly because it's not that important. This is a very interesting pawn sacrifice by White. He could have probably just played d3 maybe and defended the pawn, but this is nothing for black. Black just plays normally e6 and develop the bishop, and he's absolutely fine, and the position is quite normal. So White tries to spice things up a bit with d4. Black obviously has to take the pawn. There's no other real choice. So just bishop b5, bishop g5, just developing a piece, and also White is simply threatening bishop f6. So White takes care of it by taking the knight on b1, and also stopping it from coming into the center with. Perhaps White could have gone knight d2, knight c4 at some point. So Black just exchanges the bishop. Also one more alternative. Black was in this position to play bishop d5. This keeps the bishop, and also if you take on f6, Black just goes gf6. And this position, it's hard to evaluate, but I think Black has enough play to at least not be worse, because he has the two bishops, and the rook the rook comes the rook comes to g8. There's some pressure on the king. Okay, so white just replies rook b1 here. This is forced. And black plays bishop f6, just uh, playing solidly, getting the bishop out the next move. I think white should play here. There are a lot of, what do you think are some good ways for white to proceed in this position? Okay, so I'm seeing that all of you are suggesting d5, which is a perfectly playable move and also not a bad tray at all by white. So d5. So this could go, for example, e5, e5 because white simply threatens to take on e6. So queen d7 would not be good because of just queen d3, and there's a lot of for opening up the queen and also threatening bc5 if allowed. It's a lot of compensation, obviously, for white. Sorry, guys, just went to get the charger. So yeah, d5 is a very interesting try by black, and also quite a lot of compensation. dc5, on the other hand, would be a mistake. Black just completes development and is completely fine. As you can see, the extra piece, there's really not much of a way to attack. What chose was something very interesting, and it was an improvement over an earlier game. So he just takes bishop f6, eliminating this knight, which is a very important defender on the king side. This is basically the same idea as you guys suggested, but just a slightly improved version. So it takes bishop f6, gf6, and now goes d5. So now black has two choices. One is, of course, e5 and queen d7. So, okay. So what do you guys think is a good idea if 5? Okay, so I just saw someone saying a3. Your idea is probably to go b4 and open the queen side. That is also definitely a possibility, but a very interesting and I think the best plan for white in this position is control the f5 square. Since black doesn't have a dark light squared bishop and can't, do anything about the f5 square. So just knight h4 with the idea of knight f5. And there's really nothing black can do to prevent this. White just goes queen f3 next. And knight f5. This doesn't really have much of a future because it's completely locked. Most of his pawns are in the dark squares, and it's really hard for the bishop to find a good home. That's why black doesn't go for this, and instead he chooses queen d7. Okay, I just saw knight d2, which is also quite an interesting alternative. Your idea is probably to go to c4, but the reason f5 is even more preferable is because first of all, it's on a very important square on the king side. It just completely prevents bishop g7, and also bishop f6 is really not possible. Then white simply builds up the pressure with moves like queen f3. And one more important thing about the f5 square is that the knight can never be kicked out. For example, you go to c4 or e4. If, for example, you go to c4 or e4,